Okay, everybody, when we get moving on with our budget, we should be at the point where we have our salary, our monthly gross pay, our monthly net pay, and our take home kind of figured out here. And again, our take home and our net are the same thing. And we've also already in our budget come up with our rent or our mortgage and property tax. We will work on utilities coming up very soon, but we should have an idea already of how much we're spending on our shelter. Which brings us to our next topic, which is your reflection four, and that is transportation. We're going to find out now how much of a car you can afford. Now, I know most of you are kids and you love the idea of having that super expensive SUV or souped up truck, or, oh, I want the convertible Ford Mustang. Let's be realistic here and figure out things we can fit into our budget. And that begs the first question, how much can I fit into my budget? Well, there's a simple formula I'm going to have you guys try and use a little bit. And that would be to take your monthly take home, in my case, $1,900, and subtract my rent or my mortgage. And that tells me I still have around $1,175. I do have $1,175 left to spend. Now, as far as my car goes, I want to keep that around my car payment's around one-fourth of what I have left. So let's see what I've got. That tells me I can spend up to around $293.75 on a car. I want to keep that number in mind because I really don't want to go over that if I can avoid it. On your reflection 4, there's a link out to how much car can I afford. We take that number, $293 is where I want to keep my payment. And we're going to play the game where we say you do have enough for a $500 down payment. You don't have a trade-in right now. Your loan term, we'll leave that. We're going to put that to 4 years for now. And interest rates, those will vary. So those will be a few dollars. So we're just getting in the ballpark. If I compute that, my magic number is around $13,348.91. It tells me I can spend about $13,000 on a car. Cool, you say. That's a lot of money. Well, let's find out. I go into car selection. What kind of car do I want? Now, we were having on your Chromebooks, this website, cars.com for sale, that wasn't loading up very well. So I'm going to jump down here to the one that was working for you. If you're on a PC at home, the top link works and has some really nice selections for you. But in this case, I know how much I have to spend. In this case, I'll go $15,000 or less, even though I know I go to $13,000 is my number. And if there's a certain car you want, you can pick it out. Now, I mentioned before, I'm going to start looking at Chevy Equinoxes just for myself here coming up when I get rid of my Kia Soul. So I'm going to stick with that one, just for fun. And then I can start my search. When it comes time to really buy your own car, you want to click over here to the research and find out what it says. But for now, because we're just having fun looking, we're going to click on View Inventory. And eventually they will pop up. And we'll get a chance to see a lot of different cars that come into that price range. And what I'd like you to do is start looking for some of the cars and find the one you want. I would say if you're at home and you're behind and haven't done this yet, take no more than 5-10 minutes and go over this and find yourself a car. In the end, I found a Ford Equinox, and I decided to be cheap on my car, save my money for something else. So I found a 2007 Chevrolet Equinox, and I put that there in my question number 1. What year, 2007, make, Chevrolet, model, Equinox, did you choose? Then I went ahead and I put down the price that I found down below, and I took a picture. Now, I didn't take a very good picture, but I took a picture of the Chevy Equinox. That was what we did on the first day of transportation. So if you're going over the first day of transportation now, that's all I want you to have filled in. And that would be it for day 1 of Reflection 4. If you have any questions, please make sure you email me. Bring in your Google Chromebooks, or bring your Chromebooks in, and we'll go over it in the morning with you. But you want to find a car that kind of stays within your price range, and that one tells me I can do it. All right, that said, go get your car, and we'll move on to the next video in a second.